Hello, everyone. It's me, Josh, that random stranger on the internet. And as I was sitting down here at my desk thinking about a few things that are important in life, in my mind at least, I was going to make a video talking about the topic of something a little more controversial right now, but I decided I was just going to hold off on that because last time I had my video deleted and got a strike on my channel. But there's a lot of weird things going on with this current outbreak, if you will. And I decided, as I was sitting here preparing to do it, a thought crossed my mind, a moment of doubt, of self-doubt, kind of a moment of self-criticism, if you will. And that really got me thinking that that was the topic I needed to cover today. Because I know so many people out there who have self-doubt, self-loathing, but self-hatred, self-anger, self-pity, self-everything. And what I want to say first off is that feeling that way is selfish. And I'm not meaning that in a bad way, or that a person is a bad person for feeling bad about themselves. That doesn't solve anything. No. When I feel bad about myself, it's usually because of something that I either, let's say, I guess as humans, if we were to analyze the average person who feels guilty about something, let's say, it might be either it's because of something they've either done or something they haven't done, right? Some people do bad things and they feel bad about it. Others know that they have responsibilities and ignore them, like myself, and tend to feel guilty over things I haven't done rather than things I have done. But that's beside the point, above and beyond really the discussion here. The important part is that self-hatred is okay in limited amounts. But I want to point something out that I think is crucial. No matter, a lot of us fear that we aren't liked by others in society. Every one of us grows up with kind of a discomfort as we learn how the world works, trying to figure out where we fit in high school or outside of high school, keeping and losing friends. And I think at some point we start to kind of question who we are and what kind of a person we are. And especially when we're young, we can be extremely self-critical. And where this is the point I wanted to make on this is we are often afraid of what others think of us. It's human nature. But it's more likely that we hate ourselves more than anyone else ever will. It's also more likely that we worry, as there's actually a quote about this, I don't recall. It says, we worry about things that will never happen a lot more than things that actually happen. I wish I could recall the quote. But often we have a complete misconception of what others think, how others feel, and it's almost arrogant for us to think that others are so interested in our lives that they actually have time to hate us, if that makes sense. It's kind of like once in a while I'll get a comment on my channel. Somebody will think I made a video about them, as if they're the victim. And I'm like, wait a minute, what kind of a mindset does it take to assume a person's making a video specifically about you? You know what I mean? That's an extreme paranoia. But there's also kind of an arrogance that comes with some of that paranoia. It's hard to define. It's almost like used as a crutch, like a victimhood. So if others dislike us, we can use that as a way to lash out. But also, self-loathing is often used as a crutch. In today's world, when we're sad or when we're anxious, it's almost as if we expect society to feel sorry for us. And I think that sometimes this is warranted. If people are facing extreme situations in their lives, the anxiety that goes with living in a war-torn region, right? Or losing your whole family or town to a fire, whatever it might be, PTSD from war, a lot of different things and people who do need help. But we live in a society where people cry over basically the metaphoric broken nail. Oh no, I lost my job. Okay, so get another one. Even at the worst parts of our lives, we're often not as bad off as we think we are. But it doesn't mean we can't care and pity each other. But this also is why, for example, we have an issue with homelessness right now, and why there are many people who pity the homeless and help as many as they can. But then when it gets to a certain point, you realize that certain groups within these camps also, commit burglaries and crime. And then it turns into this two-party debate about, either feel sorry for them or then there's who's the real victim kind of attitude. Not to bring that into it, it just kind of came to mind because I believe that most of the people out there who are going through hard times want to see better times. Most of the homeless out there don't want to live that way forever, but some do, enough to where if we focus on those, then it'll be easier for us to just assume all homeless people want to be on the streets and do drugs. It's just not the truth. In the same way, we generalize other groups and sects in society that we think are, let's just say, the problem, the source of our anxiety or our sadness. Nobody wants to feel scared, anxious, or sad. And when we do, the reason this is important is because instead of blaming ourselves, like we often should, we point the finger at others. When we feel down, often it's our own diet or state of mind that's caused by maybe our own behaviors or our lack of sleep, our inability to take care of ourselves. The average human can achieve homeostasis relatively easily, even if you use substances, which can actually impair your ability to feel normal as well. And how much of America is on pharmaceuticals? So we're kind of a whacked out nation, if you will. But it's a whacked out world. I mean, we're humans. But, I guess it is kind of interesting to give it some credence. In America, we're on far more psychiatric and anxiolytic and antidepressant drugs than anywhere else in the world by far. And I feel like we kind of play the victim a little too much. And maybe I'm telling myself that too, Don't beat yourself up about the little things in life. Don't worry about what happened yesterday or what didn't happen yesterday when you can turn around today and do the shit you need to do. Like I need to do right now, which I'm going to go do. I need to actually continue to follow up on these vets to get my dog spayed and get a couple windows to put in my house and, a few other things. But I thought I would just kind of make this video first because, priorities and all. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to my patrons, my peeps, my commenters, family, and friends. And I will talk to you next time.